Lesson 3. No it isn't and yes it is. So far we've learnt a few words of vocabulary. We've also got methods for learning a whole load more vocabulary as we think of those other AL words. And we can say it is, or we can ask is it. So next we want to be able to say no it isn't and yes it is. So let's introduce the Polish for no, which is also the same word for not.
Nie. Nie.
Okay, so here's how you would say no, it's not normal.
Nie, to nie jest normalny. Nie, to nie jest normalny.
So we'll have a look at that. We know the pronunciations there. We've got all the I's and the E's and the to. It's just the word order which looks a bit strange because we're saying no, it not is normal. So we just need to remember that kind of word ordering. That we say no, it not is normal. Okay, with that in mind, let's try a few sentences. No, it's not legal. No, it's not legal.
Nie, to nie jest legalny. Nie, to nie jest legalny.
No, it's not universal. No, it's not universal.
Nie, to nie jest uniwersalny. Nie, to nie jest uniwersalny.
No, it's not a universal cable. No, it's not a universal cable.
Nie, to nie jest uniwersalny kabel. Nie, to nie jest uniwersalny kabel.
Okay, we live in a virtual world. A world of virtual products, virtual assistants, virtual realities. So it's a very useful word to have. Okay, so let's just have a think about it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to think it out because in some ways you already know what the word is in Polish. Okay, so if we start from the beginning, we remember like in uniwersalne that there is no letter V. We need the double V or W. Okay. We also know. We also know that the I is like in ski. Well, we say virtual, so yeah, we keep that in there. We've got the U. That's the U, like in uniwersalne. So it's vert U, and we've got the A, like in apple. And we've got L, and of course we can see that it is an English word which ends AL, so we just need to add the NY on to get it. Okay, so there we see this thinking method about not trying to learn this word and learn and repeat, but we have a think about it. We think about the kind of knowledge we've got, the idea that there's no V, there's just a W to make that sound. About this rule about adding the NY, and that gives us the Polish word. Let's hear it.
Wirtualny. Wirtualny.
Now we're also lucky enough that there's a very close relationship between the English word for product and the Polish word for product. So if I said that they're pretty much the same, but you've got to say it like the Polish way, then we've got our P, R, O, like in orbit, from normalne, D, we've got our U, like from uniwersalne, so produ. If it sounds like a K, it is a K. Remember that from Scandal. In Scandal it's SK. If it sounds like a K, it is a K. And T. Okay, so not only have we got our Polish word for product there, but we also know how to say it.
Produkt. Produkt.
Right, let's try using that new knowledge. So let's try saying, no, it's not a virtual product. No, it's not a virtual product.
Nie, to nie jest wirtualny produkt. Nie, to nie jest wirtualny produkt.
So what about a virtual assistant? Okay, again, assistant, super close in Polish. We just need to think some things out. So, begins like as in apple. We're good. But we've got the wrong colour pen. Okay, so we've got . Now, one of the things to know is that in Polish we don't have double S's and double letters. I mean, it's very, very, very rare in Poland to find a word that has a double letter, and if it does, then you're supposed to pronounce both of them separately. So we would need to say assistant, like that. So we just have one S. Okay, now how do we say assistant? We say asir. Asir is not ski, not assistant. We don't say assistant unless we're of Italian origin. So we need an sound. So we need to look around for an sound. And we remember we've got this kind of sound coming in from virtualna. So we've got a Y there. S and T. And again, thinking about how we say it, we say assistent. We say tent. We write it with an A, and yet we say it with an E, like a camping tent. Well, in Polish, you write it as you say it as you write it. So a tent is a tent. Okay, and we have our virtual assistant.
Asystent. Asystent.
So let's try saying, no, it's not a virtual assistant. No, it's not a virtual assistant.
Nie, to nie jest wirtualny asystent. Nie, to nie jest wirtualny asystent.
Okay, great. So maybe we want to be a bit more positive and we want to say yes, it is. So let's get the Polish word for yes.
Tak. Tak.
Now we already know how to say it is normal, so let's just add our yes onto the front and say yes, it is normal.
Tak, to jest normalny. Tak, to jest normalny.
And let's say yes, it's legal.
Tak, to jest legalny. Tak, to jest legalny.
How about yes, it's universal? Yes, it's universal.
Tak, to jest uniwersalny. Tak, to jest uniwersalny.
And we've just learnt it, so yes, it's virtual. Yes, it's virtual.
Tak, to jest wirtualny. Tak, to jest wirtualny.
Okay, let's practice some other vocabulary we've used. Yes, it's a universal cable.
Tak, to jest uniwersalny kabel. Tak, to jest uniwersalny kabel.
And yes, it's a Bluetooth adapter. Yes, it's a Bluetooth adapter.
Tak, to jest Bluetooth adapter. Tak, to jest Bluetooth adapter.
Yes, it's a virtual product. Yes, it's a virtual product.
Tak, to jest wirtualny produkt. Tak, to jest wirtualny produkt.
And just for some more practice, yes, it's a virtual assistant. Yes, it's a virtual assistant.
Tak, to jest wirtualny asystent. Tak, to jest wirtualny asystent.
So we've got tak and we've got yes, and with those two we can make some very useful and commonly used phrases. So the first one is when you're saying to someone like, yes, it is. You know, and in Polish you would just say that as yes, is. And so you've got that tak, jest.
Tak, jest. Tak, jest.
The second is to take the comma away. So if you take the comma away and you say very quickly tak jest, then you can make two different statements there. The first one is if I say to you, oh, tak jest, then I'm saying that's how it is. The second one, tak jest, said with like more enthusiasm. And that one means more, that's the one. You know, if you're in a shop, someone keeps bringing you stuff, you're looking at it, no, it's not quite right. And then they bring the one that you actually think, yes, that's it. So you would say, oh, tak jest. So, two words there, tak and jest, that can be used to make three different phrases. So you can't say that's not bad value for money. Okay, to summarise, we've got yes, it is, and we've got no, it isn't. We've also, haven't put it on the screen here, but we've also got our new word about virtual assistant we've got, and product. So, and we know that we can use this tak and yes in different ways to make different phrases beyond the just yes, it is.